Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. Today I'm making some mulberry jam from fresh mulberries from my tree in the backyard. Here I am going to the tree to pick some fresh mulberries. They start as red and as they ripen they turn black. So here's some of them. There's a ripe one and there's some red ones that are not quite ripe yet. So the first thing we do obviously is pick the mulberries. And here's some in my bowl, ready for jam making. I dropped one on the floor, so taking them inside. And now I'm just putting them in a strainer to wash, just to make sure that they're clean, just under the water. And then they all pick with these little stems and they make an awful mess. They stain everything. I had to wash my hands and then I thought I better get some gloves. So I did that. As you can see, I've picked all the stems off. It stained the cutting board, the bench, the strainer, everything. So don't make my mistake. Wear gloves and use paper. You need quite a bit of sugar, about 3/4 of the quantity of berries you use for sugar. I use brown sugar here. I have heard that icing sugar is an option. I've never tried it. I might try that next time. You just mix the berries and the sugar together. Pretty simple. And then you just cover it and put it in the fridge for a few hours. I did it overnight just to let that ferment. I had actually forgotten to crush the berries first. So the next morning when I got the bowl out of the fridge, this is me just putting it in the fridge. The next morning I just got a masher and I just mashed the berries at that point. I don't think it matters when you do it, but I did it afterwards, after the weight. And once that's done, we can put them in a pot to cook. And you let it simmer for about 20 minutes or till you feel that it's thickening up in the pot. Some recipes I noticed say to add an acid to enhance the flavour or to reduce the sweetness. When it was time to when it was thickened and it looked finished, it looked cooked, I did taste test it and it tasted pretty fine. So I didn't use an acid. I was going to use some lemon juice. Next time I make the jam, I'll try the acid and see what the difference is. But this was fairly straightforward. The pot didn't stain, even though you can see the redness. It washed out really well, no problem. Just used a wooden spoon. It looks like it's thickened up now. So once that's finished, we can place it in a jar. And I just used, first I was taste testing it to see whether to use the acid or not. And here I am tasting it. It was quite hot, so I had to blow on it first. And I quite liked it. I was surprised because the actual berry raw from the tree doesn't have a very strong sweetness about it, and none of the birds are eating them either. So I didn't think, I guess, all that sugar that you add creates the sweetness, obviously. So I just put the jam inside the jar, and then there it is, and put the lid on and put it in the fridge. I thought I'd do a taste test on toast. So I just put some butter on first, and then I'm trying to just hold the camera with one hand and butter with the other. It's quite difficult. So that's me putting some jam on, and I'm doing another taste test to see what it's like on the actual toast. and I was really quite surprised. This is the first time I've ever made mulberry jam, or any jam actually, and I think I'm going to go jam making crazy from now on because it was super easy, super tasty, and it was fun. I hope you enjoy.